Hey, Amy, I heard that your first convention was really impactful on not only yourself as a personal development, but your business too. Do you mind sharing that story a little bit with us?
Absolutely. It absolutely was very impactful, and it actually changed our lives. So for those of you who don't know my story, we actually came from a lot of hardship. My husband, myself, I do have 5 children myself, 3 of which are older, 2 of which are younger. At that time in 2019, my younger babies were little. They were about a year old and 2 years old. So both in diapers, and we were struggling. We were really, really struggling. And I came into the business with the mindset of this was it. This was going to work, period. There was nothing else that mattered at that point, because I knew that this was going to change our lives as long as I put the effort into it. So part of that was being 1,000% committed from jump, right? From day one. So I heard about the convention. I had just joined the business in April. I believe the cutoff was May to buy the ticket. And I jumped at the opportunity. It was Justin's last paycheck. It was his whole paycheck, actually. And he came home and I said, I know you just got paid. And he said, yes. And I said, we need to get groceries. He said, okay. And I said, and I also need to get a convention ticket, and I want you to come with me. It was really important for Justin to come with me because I wanted him to understand why I was so in love with the company.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, just like how you have fallen in love with the company, I had already fallen in love with the company from just a few weeks. And so I knew that we had to be there. And thankfully, my husband is, he's like the yes man. Yes, let's do it.
We love you, Justin.
Yep. Yes, let's do it. And so he said yes. And we spent every last dollar on going to convention. And I'll tell you that when they say invest in your business, it's for a reason. It's simply because that investment, even though it was our last dollars, I knew that, we would still have a little bit coming in, and I was still working, getting my bookings and things like that.
Right.
I knew, or I had a huge feeling that if I attended and really applied what I learned, then it would scale up what we were doing.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what it did. We attended convention, and both attended convention. It lit a fire under Justin's butt. I mean, it really did. And we were both super inspired, not only by the people receiving awards, but I'll tell you, bring a box of tissues, because
yes,
you're gonna need
no
the tissues.
lie there, no lie there.
Because when you hear these stories and you understand that these are real people who came from a place that maybe you are at right now, and it becomes relatable, right? Like, I know that you were struggling, before you came into this business, same with us, right?
Yep.
To the point where we were looking for quarters in the couch, like that type of struggle, right? Just to buy milk. And so we went to convention, and while we were there, we soaked everything in. One piece of advice that I have is, while you're there, don't try to plan all these other things in Vegas. I get it, we're in Vegas, that's cool and all that stuff, but unless it's actual scheduled downtime, don't try to plan everything outside of the convention, because you're gonna miss out on important opportunities. Some of those important opportunities, as a matter of fact, if I can see a ring, I know mine is getting size right now, but if you hand it to me, I'm gonna show you guys what I did at this convention, and this was super important. I grabbed Fred Howell's ring, and I did like this. I said, Fred, can I use your ring? Look, I'm not gonna be able to take off my rings. Can I see your ring? Can I put it on? And he said, absolutely. And so I slipped it onto my finger like this, and I said, one day I'm gonna have one of these. And actually, to this day, I now have one of these, and so does my husband. And eventually, we're gonna start adding diamonds to it.
I'm getting my diamond upgrade this year.
That's right, exactly. So when you're able to get into the room with leaders who are actually doing it, top bookers, $1 million bookers, $1 million bookers, and you can ask them questions, firsthand, ask them questions and really get to pick their brain and get to know them. It is far beyond the money that you pay to actually get there. It's so worth it. It's just so incredibly worth it, because as long as you apply what you learn, and that's exactly what we did. We got home, we applied what we learned, and by the next convention, I was a platinum consultant.
Wow.
I was a platinum consultant. So we had completely changed our life. And now, as you guys know, we are 6-figure earners in the company. We absolutely dedicate our lives to this. And now we get to go on trips with our kids, and that's our birthday parties now, is trips, because we took that leap of faith and we went to convention and really soaked it in.
Love it. I love it, Amy. I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy for all the strides. And I remember, you and I didn't start that much further apart from each other.
We didn't.
But you started just a couple months before me.
Yep.
And I remember when I was coming into the business, you were somebody that I was really admiring because you were running
Aw.
through those ranks. So to watch your story and have been there from kind of almost the start of your story, when you were making a name for yourself, has been really inspirational. So definitely
appreciate
your
that,
trainings
Sarah.
and everything like that, well worth going to convention.
Yes.
Even now for me, as a 3-star double platinum, if you guys missed out on Amy Cabrera's trainings, when she said like waterworks, oh my goodness, I was sitting in the front row like, I'm not crying right now. So it definitely-
crying? I'm not crying.
Exactly. So it's definitely worth, guys, getting in front of the room with these incredible leaders, the conversations on stage, off stage, those little in-between moments, getting to sit down and just feeling the energy that our leaders have is something that you cannot put a price on, because I promise you, when you are rocking with people that are vibrating at a high energy level, you can't help but pick that up, grab the torch, and be the one that continues running with it. So
And that's exactly it. As you know, for my last training, last convention, it's about building a legacy,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And that's what we're doing here, folks, is when we attend these conventions, it's our legacy to continue, as Sarah said, to give the torch over to the next person so that you can carry it and run with it. I love that, Sarah, and thank you so much for sharing that. That's really amazing.
Yep,
Appreciate
no
you.
problem. Absolutely.